Hello, welcome. So I wanted to start doing a Counterpart Collective check-in um, every Monday. I feel like it's gonna be like a good thing for us to look at the week ahead, if you will. And it's going to be checking into divine masculine on this side, divine feminine on this side, and then in the middle I'm going to do the connecting energies. And yeah, we're going to use different tarot decks for each one. We're going to use oracles. Just going to see how this reading develops. I'm just going with the flow of it. I wanted to do a divine counterpart check-in anyways, but then I got this idea of doing it every Monday. So I'm gonna see how it goes. We're just gonna see if it works out, okay? So I'm going to start with divine masculine on this side right now. And let's just see what wants to come through. And I'm leaving this, I'm not looking into specific things. If anything, I'm checking on the energies. And I want to say that I'm checking on energies because you could see this reading as even you checking in with your divine masculine, divine feminine energies within you, if you will. But you could also look at it as, to see where your counterpart is at, whether you're on this side, or whatever. We're just going to go into this reading. It's really interesting that Four of Cups. Okay. I was going to say, it's interesting that as soon as I started recording, I got a little shy, or it's almost like I don't know what to say, and that's not me. That doesn't really, I'm recognizing it, I guess, as this energy here that I'm starting to read for. It's like the divine masculine, it's a little nervous about something. Maybe there's been so much action towards something in their life that they're putting a lot of work into, that it's almost like they're missing, I don't want to say that they're missing the point. They have a lot of creative outlets is what I'm seeing with the cups here. But however, it's like there's this one more thing that wants to come in, right? You go from the Eight of Pentacles. This is really interesting how I'm reading this today. From the Eight of Pentacles to, it's almost like the ninth thing wants to come in. This offer, it's not that they're not, okay, it could be, hold on. It could be for some of them that they're not really seeing this connection for what it is, right? A divine counterpart connection. It's almost like they're viewing it in the same lens that they have, or with the same judgment that they had in the past, in these past three maybe major relationships in their lives, right? But this one here is different. The cup is even a different color. It almost wants to be, again, where they have put in a lot of work into these three past connections, relationships, or endeavors, if you will. This ninth one, right, it is going to be the ninth of Pentacles. So that leads to the 10th, right? But leads to the 10th after union. It's almost like you both have to meet each other in this Nine of Pentacles energy. How they are being reflected as being at the Eight of Pentacles, because they have to accept, they have to anchor in this realization, this in regards to the divine feminine, or in regards to the connection in general. It doesn't have to be like, it's almost like they don't even need to have a specific person in mind. The divine doesn't want them to have a specific person in mind. If anything, their guides want them to be open to a possibility of love, a different kind of love to come into their life, where they're also being, excuse me, verbal confirmation, and my nose is so itchy. Okay, let me get this through, because it's like I'm stumbling over my words. There's a lot to say, but I want to make sure that I get the right wording for this. It's like their guides are saying, yes, you have dedicated so much time, dedication, passion into these past things. And maybe you felt like you were let down, or it wasn't enough, and you're like, they're like, okay, but can something else come through? Even though I know that, for example, I've been in love with 3 different people, I've had great 3 different relationships. However, no matter how much work I put into it, it feels like I'm a failure. And their guys are saying, you're not a failure. If anything, you were building a repertoire, building, acquiring lessons and learning from these 3, right? In order to receive like this 4th cup, again, the 9th pentacle that leads to the 10th of pentacles. That's really interesting. That's the story that wants to come through. Whoa, exactly. It's like the divine is saying, allow this princess of cups to come into your life. This is the page of cups in the regular tarot. And I like, again, I'm sure I mentioned it before on here, that I like using this deck for divine masculine check-in, because they view, they it's like how they view the divine feminine. And that, exactly, the divine is saying that this new beginning in love that this person is bringing in, this feminine is bringing in, is new. It's not what they have expected or encountered in the past. It's almost like we recognize all of this that you have in your repertoire of not so much of assumptions about how relationships should go, but just your lessons. You can't ignore what you've gone through in the past. We understand. However, it's time for you to realize, divine masculine, that this cup is not like the other ones. This person that's coming in, this divine feminine that you are aligning to, that you have all along have been learning lessons to, then align to, actually I'm going to put it here, is not like the others. It's not, it's different. It's a different kind of relationship. I almost said friendship. It could be, there could be this need for the divine masculine to and for the divine feminine to approach this connection as a friendship first. Allow this friendship to build, and then it, or maybe it has been building as a friendship in the background and in the energetic sense, and then it almost, it becomes this different thing. I just keep looking at the cup here that's in pink. That has to be significant for, whoa, okay. King of Swords. Okay. I like how the sword is down. It's not, they're not ready to battle. If anything, they're looking at this as maybe they kind of set this offer as a new truth, as a new development in how they view love in the past, or they view love from this point on, right? But I feel like it's happening while they're doing a lot of healing and a lot of work in the 3D. And also Pentacles about health, so they could be working, not, yeah, they could be working on their health, but when it comes to their emotional side, right? Also kind of reining in those maybe intrusive thoughts, or like they could deviate. It could go from their emotional body to then their mental body, where there's a lot of back and forth and flow between those two. And with the sword, is almost like they're anchoring in like a specific narrative, and they're being asked to not focus on narratives of the past, because this connection is not like the others. Okay. Whoa, the Chariot. I love this card every time that I see the Chariot now, because this year is the year of the Chariot, is the year of 7, because 2023 it's up to 7. You see what I mean? Where like it's like the divine feminine is like whooshing in this in this chariot. It's like it's not what they think it is. This is completely new to them. This is also the energy that the divine wants them to embody. It's this freedom, this pull up your hands and like just let things go where they may. Soar into life. I'm seeing like a rainbow here behind it. That's really interesting. The fact that it's falling here under this one is perfect. One, oh my God, the sword of truth. Okay. So they are, the divine is actually, while they're doing this work and healing, and getting like their thoughts in order, not just their emotional body, but like their thoughts as well. It's like they're being handed this truth, and then with this truth, they're being handed this fourth cup, and they're able then to see this connection for what it is, this divine feminine for what it is, for what they are, which is a divine counterpart. Is not, the divine is like, we're not playing around here. We're not offering you something that you've had in the past. It is like the past, but it's not. It is, there's been something has been renewed here. The fact that the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers, co-creation, and then the Lovers being here, that's on the split. I think I want to get one more card and then look at the bottom of the deck. Let's just see what comes up for the Divine Masculine energy here. The Emperor. Holy shit. Yeah, I can't make that up. Like, it's literally there. I feel like sneezing for some reason, but it went away. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here. This is confirmation for me that I am reading for the Divine Masculine, and I love when Spirit gets me confirmations. And it's just, if anything, it speaks to them embodying this energy, and in the best of ways, in the Divine Masculine, stable, coming from a place of wanting to things to just be allowed to happen in their life. They are an active co-creator, or creator, if you will, of their life. However, they're approaching this point where they're also just allowing, because they've put in a lot of the work, and they've realized that the truth that's coming to them, to their awareness, is that they've realized that they've done a lot of healing and a lot of work when it comes to relationships. And then this year, this signifies this year for me with the Chariot. This year, they're coming into the next step in healing. And this is a collective thing that has been going around, especially in my readings, and I've seen it in other readers as well, where it's like, it feels like this year is the year of, the next step in healing is not to be done alone. It has to be done in union, and it doesn't have to be complete union, but it does have to be in union with, the fact, right, the truth that you do have a divine counterpart. It's time to realize that. It's time to act like it, if you will. And I think they're getting there. I just want to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, definitely. Major arcana here. Death and rebirth. Yeah, there's the Empress being, okay, do you see what I mean? I'm not gonna keep these, but okay, so there's a death, so there's an ending, what is it, a transformation, a transmutation of maybe past, where they have put, their passions in the past. There's that transformation of seeing things differently, getting out of this Eight of Swords with this Ace of Swords, right? Because the King of Swords is not bothered by any, it's not clouded in their judgment, is what I'm trying to say. Not bothered, but they're not clouded in their judgment. They know what's what, right? They're getting away from this. They're realizing that they're not tied down. They can lift this, veil that kind of keeps them from seeing things for what they are. That's the death that's coming in. And then right after that, what is it? The Empress is here. It's like they need to get away from this energy to see their Empress, to see the divine feminine energy that is their counterpart. And they arrive at that when they let go of all of this stuff, gunk that doesn't serve them anymore. And then, yeah, Six of Cups, Two of Cups, oh my God, Four of Wands, union. Incredible. All right. We're leaving the bottom of the deck here because I just felt like it's relevant. So I'm gonna do that for this side. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for the other side, but for now we're leaving it like that. Let me just take a sip of my tea. I think I'm gonna do the Divine Feminine Collective, and then I'll do the connecting energies. This is Carnelian Sphere that one of my friends gifted me for my birthday last year, and I felt like it needed to be in the reading because Carnelian is about love, so it's only fair. I don't know why I moved it over here. Maybe the Divine Masculine. If you're a Divine Masculine and you're needing oh my God, no fucking way. You're needing you're needing to tap into love energy and having that attraction of passion and love. Carnelian might be significant for you guys, okay? The Chariot. This is part of the reason why I wanted to do half and then the middle is because I completely know that there's going to be mirror energies here. What this says to me as well is that Divine Feminine, they know, they have arrived at this knowing of who their person is. I'm not comparing I'm not judging the Divine Masculine or on like catching up to the Divine Feminine, but the Divine Feminine does lead energetically. It's here too with the High Priestess. They lead in this realm of this, right? This realm in the ethers. They lead energetically. They lead spiritually. It's almost like they're the ones who bring in this truth for them, believe it or not. Maybe you, as a Divine Feminine, you bring in this truth with using your gifts without even knowing that you're having that effect on this masculine. You could be bringing in this truth for them. That's interesting that those cards flipped over. Very powerful cards as well. You're Divine Feminine watching me. You're definitely a High Priestess. You could also be sensing this incoming energy from your Divine Masculine, because I feel like if they're going to be in their Emperor energy after they receive this truth or this enlightenment, if you will, it's like you could be sensing this energy coming in again, and it's happening this year. I cannot stress that enough. With the Chariot, and this is the year of the Chariot. It's also the year, you see black and white here. It's the year of death. Oh my God. It's the year of alchemizing. It's a year of duality, but it's a year of union. Yin and yang, if you will. Again, feminine and masculine energy. It's very significant. The sign of Cancer could be significant because the Chariot is ruled by Cancer. Ooh. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is Divine Feminine energy to me. I just keep getting confirmation of that. It's almost like when you're in this state of knowing your worth, being connected to nature, to your spirit guides, your spirituality, you're connected to the moon as well, because Cancer is ruled by the moon and the Chariot is ruled by its Cancer energy. So it's like it's all connected. It's almost like you are very much in your element. You know, you don't look at a place, you don't look like you're they don't look like they're forcing anything. If anything, they're content where they are because they are surrounded by their own element, if you will. Interesting. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Oh my God. That's incredible. Do you see what I mean by enlightenment? Now, this is very significant. It's so interesting that for the Divine Masculine, it looks like such a rigid, not rigid in a bad way, but it's very, it's like a very sharp, to the point kind of energy with the Ace of Swords, even how it's depicted here. But in this deck that I'm using for the Divine Feminine, you see how it's like a flow, even though it's the same energy, it's you interpret it differently because you approach this connection differently. And that's why there's two sides to this, and then the middle is like the divine, because it's like you both complement each other very well in that sense. You still see logic. There's not you're not it's by you apply the logic in a different way, in a more like healing way. For you, your thoughts are not point A to point B. They're more of like it's a journey for you. It's been a journey. You see alignment here and alignment here too in these two cards. That's incredible. It's almost like the more you receive this truth and these enlightenments, the more in your element you become. It really, wow. And the fact that this is earth energy, it's like you anchor those things in. That's like, it's the flow that you have. You see how this is leading to this? It's like, I'm seeing it now like it's all coming in together like that. It's like the divine bring this in. You as a high priestess, you receive it, and in the physical sense, in this physical reality, it's like an aha moment for you. But you integrate it so well, and you anchor it into this reality with the earth element. It's a constant thing that you do. You do this over and over again. Every time there's a shift that needs to be energetically, spiritually, even in the physical, what in any aspect, every time there's a little shift in this connection, you anchor that in, and for some reason it manifests for the masculine, it manifests in the mental body. They receive it. You both receive things in the same way, but it's like you get it. What is it that I'm trying to say? But then at the same time, you see how like they start here and they end with a chariot, and then boom, you start with a chariot as well. It's like, again, the energies are mixed. It's like I'm seeing now like an infinity symbol. It's like I can't even decipher who arrives at something first and who integrates it first, because it almost happens simultaneously. It just happens in a different way for both of you. If we want to look at a staircase, you might be two steps ahead. However, the masculine is almost like because they say they have longer legs, right, they can skip the two steps anyways and meet you where you are, but then you're a step ahead right there. You know what I mean? It's like it happens back to back, but at the same time as well. That's so interesting. That kind of I split the deck. That kind of explanation about like integration of energies between divine counterparts has never come to my awareness like that before. Wow. I'm so happy that I decided to do this. I knew there was something getting at me regarding how I was doing the divine counterpart check-ins, but now I see it has to be like, I don't know. I'm almost, I almost said it has to be pillars. It has to be, because the high priestess, she has two pillars side by side. But that's not it. It's because it's all connected. But I can't really, I can't pinpoint. It's almost like asking what came first, the chicken or the egg. And it's like, we can go back and forth and have arguments about either or, right? Or both of them appearing at the same time, because that could be a reality as well. One day there was just chickens and eggs at the same time, It's kind of like that. Like it's a new way of looking at this argument, or looking at, and that could be what they're doing. It feels like the divine masculine is doing that, but so is the divine feminine. You're trying to look at things in a different way. You're trying to allow the divine to bring in the information that you need, this enlightenment to come not from your psyche or you putting things together and diving deep into stuff. You're just being guided to keep doing you. If you're in your element and creating, like doing, if you're at home doing this, keep doing that. It's just going to arrive at your psyche, these things that you need to know. Same thing with the divine feminine here. You just keep doing what you're doing, and the awareness of things, for the divine, for both of you, it feels like the awareness of each other and your connection to each other will just naturally come through. I'm seeing so many synchronicities here. You see the crescent moon on her there? It's here too. There's just so much. The fact that this is it looks like a man on here and this looks like a woman on there, but it doesn't have to be gender specific, but it is, you see what I mean, where it's like you bring information for them and they bring information to you, and you're like, who told who knows? And this is all happening energetically. Let me explain. Like, it's happening in a spiritual sense. I don't see it happening in the physical realm yet. However, with the 2 sevens being here, with the 2 chariots being here, it does feel like it's about to need to, I'm gonna see in the connection energy, but it does feel like it has to now come together this year. It's relevant. It has to come together in the physical this year, because that's the next step. Whether it's like 6 of Pentacles. There's that infinity that I was talking about. You see what I mean? It's like you give to them and they give to you, and it's almost like you don't need to figure out who's giving to who, because it's just normally happening over and over and over again. And you're on the right path is what this is telling me as well. But again, this feels very much energetically. It doesn't feel like in the physical. But now having Pentacles here, it makes sense that it's like, it's interesting too that the 6 of Pentacles is on the feminine side, and the 8 of Pentacles is on the masculine side, because the masculine energy is it's the action driven thing, and then the feminine energy is the imaginary, the idea of things. Again, with the infinity, it makes me think of like tapping into the ethereal realm. It's the mystical side of things. It's here too, but so it's like you give each other confirmations and ideas and alignment, and these and in the other ways that you connect that is not physical, right? But the physical part of this is coming in. 10 of Swords. Well, I'm seeing like a new dawn with this card, right? But also in tarot, the 10 of Swords it's someone with 10 swords on their back. They're dead, and they're about, it's like a death and rebirth. It's almost signalizing the same thing for me here as the death card. With it being swords as well, there's swords in both sides, so that's really interesting too. It's maybe for the divine feminine, it's this energy here for you is regarding alignment, regarding past pain, past hurts. It's same thing with the masculine, because they were doing the same thing with the 4 of Cups. Like, they were contemplating and looking at where they went wrong, or I've tried this many times and it hasn't worked out, like what's going on, kind of thing. Like, there's a death to the way that they're thinking about relationships. Same thing with the divine feminine on this side. I'm hearing alchemizing pain is what comes from here, from this. Let me shuffle a little bit more, because I want to see. I want to get one more card, and then I want to look at the bottom of the deck, the same thing that I did for the other side. So let's see. card for the Divine Feminine. 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands. And guess who's on the bottom of the deck? The King of Swords. Okay. This is new foundations. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, it's an end of how you're seeing the pain and the hurt. You're building a new foundation with this, with your divine masculine, when in this reality, when there's, because there's a lot of passion between you. There's a lot of celebrations to be had. There's union. This is the union card. This is the 1111 card in tarot as well. There's just flow of amazingness coming in. You can't deny it. It's undeniable. I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. And it's undeniable. The Ace of Cups. Justice, 11. And the 3 of Cups, celebration. The 8 of Swords. Do you remember us seeing the 8 of Swords on that side too? It's like you guys are also closed off to like seeing things for what they are here. For what reason? Oh, Divine Counterparts. Okay. All right. Okay. What was the reason? Okay. I just got goofy for a second there. The Divine Feminine is, I think, seeing the King of Swords, seeing their Divine Masculine in a different light, where they have seemed in the past very sharp with their words, sharp with their actions, cutthroat, I'm hearing as well, towards this connection, towards them and this connection. They are now seeing them in a different light because they are different. They're approaching these things differently, so therefore you see them differently. Also, the connection, the energetic connection is helping you. It's enlightening you to the growth that this person is actually doing, even though you're not in it does feel like this collective is not in communication, and if you are in communication, it's so limited, and you're not even talking about this, okay? It's not even, you're not talking about this in the 3D, like, at all. Like, you're not over here telling each other you're my twin flame, you're my divine counterpart, you're my soulmate. You're not saying any of those things. Like, if you are in communication, it does feel like you're not, if you're not in communication at all, but because you're needing to build. You are building, you have been building this energetically first. You've been getting to know each other energetically first, so that when you do see each other again, it's undeniable. It's what I keep hearing. It will be undeniable how significant this person is to you. You're seeing them differently. Why? Because now you see them as not just someone that's very logical, but they're also very spiritual. You see how they have their spirit guides all around. They have messengers as birds. The birds are messengers. There's a dragonfly here, very magical, very tapped in individual, very spiritual individual, believe it or not. Even if they approach their spirituality in a very logical way, they are spiritual in their own way, right? You're recognizing that. It's a good thing to recognize that as a high priestess, because you might think, oh, this is the only way to tap into spirit, or blah, blah, blah. It's not. I think you know this already. I don't have to tell you that. But if anything, as a side note, I have to mention, if you are having any spiritual, if you are approaching spirituality, religion, or believing in God in general, and you're doing it from a place of judging other people's beliefs or diminishing their beliefs or how they approach their creator themselves, you're not on the right path there. Okay, divine, working with the divine, working with your spirit guides, or approaching what you consider your creator, or whoever you co-create with, right, is not about pointing fingers at who's doing it wrong. When you're on this path for self-growth and for healing and for the right reasons, you're not looking around to judge other people and how they approach it. You're worried about yourself. I don't know why I felt called to say that. It might be because of this connection that I'm seeing here, where like you, the divine feminine, what you approach this in a very ethereal, I keep saying ethereal, in a very spiritual, heavy spiritual way, you have to accept that maybe the masculine and your counterpart doesn't approach it in the same way. They see it in a more logical, more earthly sense. And that's okay too. That is okay too. Because that's what makes you yin and yang. That's what makes you, you know, like counterparts to each other. That's beautiful. All right, let me take a sip of tea again before I move on. To the connecting energies. I'm going to use this deck, which is very abstract tarot, for the connecting energies. Let's just see what comes through. And then I'm going to do oracles as well. But I think I'll pick up everything before I do oracle. I don't know. I don't feel like doing cards on top of cards. But let's just see what I do. Let's just see. I'm thinking too far ahead. Let's look at the connecting energies here. These cards are a little slippery today. I don't know what's going on. Ooh. I love it. Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about communication from the literal divine. Okay, it's messages, it's incoming things. Eight of Wands. The fact that it's the crescent moon again, two hands, the crystal ball, god damn it. Okay, that's, you can't get any more synchronistic than that when this is what the reading is about. And this is spirit, because I keep thinking of co-creation. That keeps coming up as well. And it makes sense because when you guys, it's like, it's a trinity. It's you, it's the divine masculine, feminine, and then spirit. You are always communicating with each other. There's always, you're co-creating. The Emperor again. Okay. So there might be some significant, very significant communication from the divine. And I picked that up a little bit ago, right? But from the divine, for the divine masculine. That's interesting. That's very interesting. For both of you, but especially, yeah, it's about that hurt. It's about, that's that three again. 3 cups and the 4 of cups in front of him. 3 of swords. The things that have really hurt and like wounded their heart to a very, it's been a very intense, and this could be recent. It has been heartbreak after heartbreak, and it's, that's heavy. Whoa. Did you guys see how that fell under that? Holy crap. Now the fact that this 3 and 3, because the Empress is 3, I'm seeing it as some of these collectives, that third pain, that third sword and the 3 of swords was you. However, there has been a death and rebirth to this connection. So it's time for them to see it as what it is, the change that has happened, right? Even if you contributed to this masculine's past hurts, if you will, right? You taught them a lesson, they taught you a huge lesson as well. Equally, you have probably broken each other's heart in a major way. You're being birthed anew. There's a new thing here that's not like it was before. Maybe that's the alignment that both of you are receiving. Quite literally, it's in both sides. So the Knight of Cups. The fact that it's a little frame like that, and then the the snake is here too, and the crescent moon. It's like the Knight of Cups is the Emperor, bringing this offer of love. It's them accepting that cup over there, and it's like taking that cup and bringing it forth, right? Bringing it forth to the whoa, the King of Swords again. Holy crap. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is heavily significant in this reading because every deck has pulled the King of Swords. So I just have to mention that. That's insane. That's freaking insane. The fact that also in the connecting energies I have the Emperor and the Empress. Holy crap. So the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. So it is the King of Swords that's bringing forth this cup to this feminine. They're being the Knight. They're being the Knight of Cups. But they're also the King of Swords. Wow. Yeah, and this Emperor, well, both of you. I feel like both of you, even though you might think that you approach spirituality in a more ethereal way, like I keep saying, I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's what I feel like saying. You both kind of actually approach it in the same way because the King of Swords is in both of your energies and it's in the middle here and it's under the Emperor and the Empress. It's almost like you two are this, it's like, or you've been this to each other. You've been, what is it? Like you've been the truth bringer, the truth bearer, the enlightenment to each other, believe it or not. Especially when it comes to this pain that you had to alchemize, and then this not just being able to like offer your love to someone, but also having that strength and that willpower to be the Knight of Cups again, even though you've been hurt. That is very significant, whether you are in the giving end or the receiving end, especially if you have this hurt and pain in a mutual sense in the past, whether it is with each other or it just in general, you've been hurt. Okay, hurt, like deeply when it comes to romantic relationships in the past. It takes a lot of courage and strength and drive and love, literal love, to be that Knight of Cups, to bring that offer forth. And the knights go to war. Okay, so it's almost like you both, this is speaking about both of you, you both had to go to war for love. That is significant. Okay, and you're being also reminded here that just because you've gone to war for love in the past and maybe it hasn't been, you haven't received what you should have received, because now I'm reading it backwards, like if I was reading, because maybe what you just got in the past was pain from it. It almost, the divine is saying yes, but now it leads you back to this. It's like full circle again. It's like that energy that just keeps flowing, the infinity here. It's like, it's when you get this enlightenment, right, from both of you, when you both receive this knowing, you just know, okay, this is my person. I have to make sure that if this offer from this person comes towards me, I don't run away from it. And the same thing for the other side. Like I have to believe that if I offer my love, this cup, right, to this person, they won't run away from it either, because they know who I am to them. I know who they are to me. That's what this connecting energy is. That's beautiful. I'm going to do bottom of the deck here. I'm just going to shuffle again so that I can do the bottom of the deck. Okay, well, the fact that we got a page again and then the 7 of Pentacles, that's interesting. Okay. All right, let's do the bottom of the deck. I don't want cards. I just want to do the bottom of the deck. Five of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting bottom of the deck energy. Holy crap. Yeah, it speaks to the Three of Swords. This is like abandonment issues. This is not being picked, not being chosen, not being, admired for what you bring, being abandoned. Maybe both of you struggle with abandonment issues. The Nine of Cups being at the top of the deck. That's beautiful. Wish fulfillment is coming in. Oh, I just want to see what's under that. The Knight of Wands, another Knight. Ten of Pentacles, the Devil. All right. Capricorn energy could be significant too, because every time I kept shuffling this deck, I kept looking at Capricorn here. So that could be significant for some of you. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up everything, and then I'm just going to do oracles now. That feels like the right thing to do. Because I need space, I need space to shuffle and stuff. So we're going to pick up. And I think, let me see how long I've been recording for. Yeah, we're good. It's going to be a long reading anyways. That's my intention, just because I'm doing it for the week, right? I'm checking in to both energies and everything like that. So I think these readings are always going to be a little bit long. And those of you who sit through them, I highly appreciate you. I will divide it into like the tarot portion and the oracle portion, because I think that could be helpful for everybody, kind of, even me. I'm going to use that deck, and I'll definitely use this one, because this one's always... And I don't know what else. Yeah, maybe the soul cards. All right. I think I'm going to do the same little style of pulling 3 cards, Divine Masculine, Feminine, and then the connecting energies. I feel like that's how I want to approach all of this. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. So let's start with the soul. With the soul cards, let's just see what we need to see, if you will. I'll drink some tea. Let's check in with the Divine Masculine energy here. Oh. Imagination. Love imagination every time it comes out in any deck. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. I think I definitely tapped into that when they were doing the Eight of Pentacles things, where it was the person drawing. That makes sense. They are approaching this in the mental body, so I feel like that's where their imagination flourishes. Obviously, they might be tapping into some imagination, like creative projects where they have to use their imagination, and in doing so is how they connect to this energy. That makes sense. That could be where they're getting this enlightenment this week, when they're in that flow state of, again, using your imagination. Being a creator, of you're creating something, you tap into the creative energy because you are a creator. Whoa, Divine Feminine, success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Holy crap. Is that accepting of love when love is being offered to you? I think that's the message for this week for the Divine Feminine. That ties into what I was saying with the tarot as well. What came through in the tarot, I should say. And then let's look at the connecting energies. Ooh. Are you freaking kidding me? I hope that, that wasn't frame where it just flew away. Like, whoa. Okay. I'm almost like tongue-tied down. Trust, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. God, yes. That's lovely. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let me put these right here like this. That's beautiful. My God. You're being asked to trust. Both of you are being asked to trust. I also like how, even like in the imagery here, because I'm very image oriented, but you see how things are coming in, but also coming out of it. It's like information in and then ripples out. Same thing with the feminine. It's like you observe, you're getting these things, this downloads, these information, and then you boom, 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 ripple it out as well in your own way, in your own way. But together, you're doing it always. Bluebirds might be significant. Every time that this card comes out, bluebirds are significant to me. Significant in the sense of whenever you see bluebirds, it could be in your reality, like physically you see like a blue jay, for example, or you see it like online, you see a picture, you see a drawing of something like that. That's when there's, pay attention to that moment, pay attention to what's going on, because that's a very key point. It's like a ding, it's like a little, for when it comes to this connection of yours. Yeah, the divine is asking you to trust that you are being guided correctly. Don't second guess your the messages that you're getting from a place of love, and don't second guess, masculine, the messages that you're getting when you're in this flow of creativeness, because it's significant for you. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay, that makes sense. That it's the opposite of worry here. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. When you find yourself worrying about this connection, and maybe like trying to foreshadow or trying to like think too deeply about how would that even happen, how would we even come into union, how will we even, let go of that, let go of that. Just take it day by day. Trust that every day there's something a little bit different coming in. There's you're never stagnant here. You are not stagnant. You are, if anything, with the chariot being on both sides before, you are in movement, like fast movement, and movement with purpose, because the chariot has a purpose. You know, you don't get on that chariot heading into battle, which is how it is depicted in the tarot, unless you really know where you're going. Like, you don't get your horses ready, your armor on, without a destination. You are, it's like you grab the reins of your life and you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere with a purpose. So it's time to accept that there's a purpose to this as well, to this connection, and to anything that kind of is just in your vicinity. Everything you're doing, everything you've gone through, there's a purpose to it. Maybe you won't be able to see it yet, but know that there is one. You're being asked to trust. That's probably the hardest thing to do, honestly. To live in a state of just trusting, whether, you know, your reality is the worst of words or the best of the best. Like, yeah. All right. Let's look at the divine masculine energy here. Ooh, that was not what I wanted to do. So these cards are very rigid today for some reason. They're not usually like that. We're stalling. Oh, peace. I like that. The olive branch. There's that. It's almost like the divine is bringing that peace to you. They're trying to reconcile with you, divine masculine. They're trying to approach you again in that flow of imagination state, because you might be a little closed off to possibilities. The fact that it's an egg, wait a minute. The fact that it's an egg, and I would say, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? That's so interesting. Feathers, if you find feathers, that's significant. Birds are significant. I can't say that enough. 23 could be significant. Also the number 5, it makes me think of change. 5 is about changes. I just heard the Big Mouth theme song was I'm going through changes. Okay, anyways. That's interesting. Okay. No, I want to leave it here. It's like I can't make up my mind about how I want this to look. Peace. I'm hearing peace be with you. Some of the divine masculines could be going to mass, or like wherever they, maybe it's not mass, but like whatever they do to connect to God, to the creator. Divine feminine, it's almost like you come to mind a lot when they're in that state. This is a very spiritual connection as well, believe it or not. Again, there's that me saying that you guys approach spirituality in a very different way, but you still approach it regardless. You know, it's like you can't get away from it. And when you are in this spiritual realm, if you will, connectivity, the messages come through from each side and from the divine, if you will. Like, you're in constant communication. I have to say something that has been happening throughout this entire reading before I move on to the divine feminine. And I'm getting super itchy, so that's confirmation that I should say it. Maybe I should have said it before, but there could be there, and please only take this if it resonates. This could not be for everybody, but it could be for a significant little collective here within the collective. There could be some interference when it comes to this connection from friends or family. Maybe people in the that you have been connected to in the past in some kind of way. It could be romantic, it could be platonic, it could be co-workers, it could be family, whatever. Take it as it resonates when it comes to like pinpointing who and what. And maybe you don't even need to know the who or the what, but it's about, there's a little bit of like, it's almost like something someone wants to filter through and take not the spot of this person, because that cannot be done, but it's almost like there's a little cloudiness somewhere. Some of you could have the wrong person in mind when it comes to this connection, and that could be what's kind of like being enlightened for this collective this week. For others of you, you do know who this person is, but for some reason there's that little someone wants to filter through it, kind of like, I don't want to say deviate you from this path, but and it's not in a malicious way, it's nothing like that, but it does feel, I mean, it could be for some of you, but it does feel like there's this, like, again, like this, a little bit of fog trying to come in, like constantly. It's been happening to me because I keep getting, someone comes to mind, but then someone else comes to mind for some reason, and then someone comes to mind and someone else comes to mind, like right after. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. I hope that you kind of got what I was trying to say there. It's like, I don't know how to put it in a practical way. Let's say, like, okay, you feel you've been getting signs and synchronicities over and over again for a while now. The person A is your divine counterpart, right? Let's leave it there, right? However, sometimes whenever you're getting a reading or seeing a reading, or even like, again, trying to connect to your divine counterpart, where you have learned to not put so much an emphasis on who this person is or who you think they are, because again, you're trusting the process. And this is for the divine feminine side, but it could be for the divine masculine as well. Whenever you know that it's person A, but for some reason, if you think of person A, person B, that is not your divine counterpart, wants to filter through, and it takes you away from what your initial purpose was, to be connecting to the person A's energy, if you will, right? That's what it feels like. If that makes sense. Let me know if that resonates for some of you. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Anyways, let's do the divine feminine. Yeah, I realized that I should have said that a while ago. It's been happening since I did the connecting energies, and the cards feel different now too. It's like the flow is a little different of this reading. That's a change in the wind. This is what it feels like, dude. Hold on a second. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Like you know you're headed in the right direction, but it's almost like there's this there's this other energy, there's this flow that is really trying to work against you for some reason. That makes no freaking sense. What is that about? But you keep doing you. You're powerful, okay? There's nothing stopping you now. Like there, again, the success is here too. Like if you come from a place of love, regardless of like where you're headed, you're gonna make it, okay? You're gonna make it. I don't want you to worry about anything when it comes to that. It's a little weird. The energy's a little weird there. I don't know what that's about. Let's look at the connecting energies for a second. The thing is that the change in the wind, the person, right? The one that kind of like wants to cloud things. It seems it's not even, you know that it's not a divine counterpart, but you're like, why is that person coming to mind every time that this other person comes to mind? It's weird. It's almost like they don't have a place. The place that they're trying to take is not even theirs. It seems so foreign and so weird that this person comes to mind right after your divine counterpart comes to mind, or you're trying to connect into that flow and that energy. They want to like take that spot, but it's like, it's not your spot. Stop doing that. That's really interesting. It's literally there. And there's even, yeah, you see how it's very clear where you're headed, but behind you, it's like half behind you, there's just this fogginess and this phase. You can't even make it out, right? Because it has nothing to do with you. You're heading the right way. Keep doing that. Keep heading where you're heading. And it's almost like, let that change in the wind, let that energy that wants to come in actually push you even further towards what you're supposed to be doing, you know? Like it's almost like them even wanting to cloud your judgment just reaffirms that's what it is. It reaffirms the fact that you are on the right track. You are moving towards what you're supposed to be doing, or towards your person. Your path is leading you the right way. All right, let's look at the connecting energies now with this deck. Oh my God. Okay. If you if you're here from TikTok at all, welcome, and you know why this card means so much to me. And if you're not, I think this card has come up, or I've told this story a lot when it comes to like divine counterpart readings, because this deck confirms for me every single time that I am tapping into divine masculine, divine feminine, divine counterpart collective. Every time it brings out this card. When I'm tapping into that energy is what I'm trying to say. I use this deck for other things, but when I use it to tap into divine counterparts, this card never fails to come out. It speaks to me about the strings of fate. It speaks to me about your connection written in the stars. It speaks to me about being divinely orchestrated, guided, protected. There's nothing that can tear you to apart. There's that energy that I was feeling. It's like there's a divine again saying, trust us. We got this. Like there's nothing to worry about at all. At all. This connection is magical if you want to look at it as magic, because there's maybe not a way for you to even categorize or understand this in any other way at this moment. It's fated. It's divine. Okay, pay no attention, pay no mind to this fog that wants to cloud you and confuse you. This other person that could want to take a spot that's not even theirs, whether that is in the divine masculine side, someone that they recognize that they're divine feminine is not, and for the divine feminine the same way. You know who the divine masculine is, but however, this energy always wants to come in and take that spot. It's like, no, you have to own your truth and trust the divine. You're on the right path. Wow. It's fate. I mean, it's fate. I almost want to get another card for some reason. Let's see. There's that zebra that's actually, it has the coating. It's so interesting. It has the coating of a, what is that? A giraffe, but it's actually a zebra, and it's like breaking away. It's like this chaos and conflict leads you to break the coating that was kind of camouflaging you, and then you move towards what you're supposed to. But at the same time, there is that energy of like fogginess, but it's like it's being swooshed away, it's being whooshed away. That's interesting. It's almost like what the divine is doing. They're cracking the facade. They're breaking the facade, or they're breaking the illusions around this for both of you. It feels like 33 is a master number. It's a master teacher number. I Some of you could have 33 as one of your significant life path, or there's like a couple of things that could that are attached to numerology, just like zodiac signs are attached to your chart. Like numerology matters as well. So 33 could be a significant number for you. If anything, you could look up number 33 as a master teacher number and see what that brings about. I don't remember what it is right now, so I'm not gonna dive into that. However, I do like to point out that I keep thinking about the Holy Trinity, right? Masculine, feminine, and spirit, and that's a 3. And being 33, it's like that energy is twice. And then it adds up to 6, and 6 is about balance. Even though master numbers, you're not supposed to add them and bring them down, but if you did, right, if you did, this would be a 6, and 6 is about balancing. Leads me back to the 6 of Pentacles that we had with the infinity, give and take. It's equal. It's always equal. Whenever you have a little bit more, you give, and then when they have a little bit more, they give to you. It's okay. All right. I shuffled the deck a lot, and this card was at the bottom of the deck when I pulled this one. So that's significant too, 31. And the why. That could be a lot of what it feels like for both of you. You're asking why. Why is it this person? Why is it not this person? Why is this energy interfering in the first place? Or why hasn't this come in yet? There's a lot of questions around here. But it leads back to trusting. Trust the process. Trust the timing of your life, I want to say as well. All right. Let's see. Let's see what the forest, the sacred forest, has to say. I feel like you both are connected to Mother Nature heavily. So it's only fair that I use this deck as well. I don't know how long this video is already. Oh, we're good. We're good. All right. Ooh, I love this card. And I love this card because you see how it's the same. So when this card comes out for me, I always think of like it's the same of, it's like the other side of the coin, right? This is the back of the deck. This is the same image, right? But now when you flip it over, it's the same thing. You see what I mean? It's beautiful. Okay, Pegasus, transcending. I didn't even realize that was what it said. Have we not talked about this? It does feel like this week there's just a lot of transcendence. There's a lot of alchemizing, and this goes in the middle. There's a lot of growth, without a doubt. Okay, now let's pull for the Divine Masculine. What a beautiful, magical connection. Again, I keep hearing Bluebird, undeniable. Undeniable. I almost feel emotional now when I'm tapping into the masculine collective now. I could almost cry, to be honest. That's so interesting. Okay. Mystic Meadow Sanctuary. See what I mean? Where like they have a lot of their guides around them. Okay, you, divine feminine, you should trust that they're doing their work. They really are. They're in a beautiful place. They're protected. They're being guided. It's the year of the rabbit, so a rabbit being here is significant. The bear makes me think of a lot of protection. It's a mighty energy, and the fox, wise, spiritual. The lilies are interesting here too. I'm seeing there's so many flowers. It's a beautiful place. This masculine's mind is a beautiful place, a beautiful mind. I'm hearing as well. There's that imagination of theirs. It comes from a mystical place. Maybe they don't see it that way, but they do see their imagination as a divine gift, which is beautiful. Even if you don't believe in the woo-woo stuff, you know, just to actually admire the fact that your imagination comes from a divine gift, that it's a divine gift. That's beautiful in itself. All right, let's look at the divine feminine here. I keep seeing the card Wise Women of the Grove. So if that card comes out, I'm going to lose it. Oh, no, I want one card. Success again. Are you freaking kidding me? My goodness. If this is not triple, quadruple, it's a conference. I don't know what it is. Like success. There's a crescent moon as well. Number 34. Interesting. Because 33 came out before and now 34. Consecutive numbers. And 3 and 4 add to 7, which is the Chariot. I keep going back to that card as well. Because I keep going back to the message of this year. Significant. Success. Okay. This card speaks to me about a lot of things. It encompasses a lot of stuff for me. It makes me think of the Hermit, because of the lantern. Is like the successes in you, divine feminine. You keep going back for knowledge. You keep going back to introspection, transcending a lot of your belief, your thoughts, your emotions, even your truth that you've acquired. And then you're ready to step into this boat. 6 of Swords. It leads me back to that card where like you're ready to head into calmer waters. Makes me think of Temperance, because there's one foot in the water, one out, and the Star as well, wish fulfillment. There's so much here. You're ready for this, okay? You're ready for this because you come at everything that you approach and you have been approaching from a place of love. So you cannot be anything but successful in your own right, in your own way. Again, success means different things for different people as well. So you gotta you have to gauge your expectations in that sense. But I think you have already done that. It's not about that. I don't have to explain to you what success is. Whatever success means to you, you're going to be seeing it because you're ready for it. You wouldn't be at the edge of this pond ready to having this boat being offered to you. Unless you were ready for it. You have to believe that you are worthy and ready for it. I just want to show you the bottom of the deck because I feel significant, and I think I'm going to leave it in the middle. Water Spirit, manifesting dreams. See, there's that flow. It's like it's coming in. Whoa. Knowledge. There's the boat. It's almost like you've had to acquire so much and alchemize so much to get here. But once you get on that boat, it's like you're like over the fog. The fog that I was talking about here doesn't even bother you anymore. It doesn't affect you. Again, it is a driving force. It's almost like you're riding the fog. You're riding the confusion into higher knowledge, what you're meant to be doing anyways. That's why I said pay no mind. You are at the precipice of very significant change in your life. Very significant change. That's beautiful. I'm like speechless. Okay. All right. And I think I'm going to do, what do I want to do? I think I am going to do the Unicorn Oracle just because I like this deck. It always has a beautiful message. So I'm going to do one and one for each side here. And let's look at the Divine Masculine at this time. For this week, I should say. At this time and for this week. What's going on here? That's interesting. They're tapping into goddess energy. I like that. They should. Imagination. I read the card and then okay. So goddess. Honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty. Love every part of you. That's what they're tapping into. That's why they're in that sanctuary. In that peaceful energy, that imagination flow of things. The fact that the two colors make sense there. They're very, very protected in this time of I want to say alignment. For some reason, that was not what I wanted to say, but that's what came out. They're tapping into a lot of their mysticism, their mystic energy, which is why that makes sense that they're highly protected at this time because of that. The divine wants to make sure that they have like a solid foundation, like a repertoire, like a good repertoire with the divine masculine. Maybe where the divine masculine feels again like they've been failed in the past, like God hasn't showed up for them, their spirit guides hasn't showed up for them, the divine, the creator in general. Excuse me. They're trying to build a relationship in that aspect, right? And you are building a relationship with the divine as well when it comes to your success. Everything that you've been putting a lot of love into and energy into, they're trying to make it come through. They're trying to manifest those dreams for you. You deserve it. There's a success on the feminine side. All right, let's look at the feminine energy over here. Whoa. Whoa. That's beautiful. This is High Priestess energy to me in this deck. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. Exactly. Exactly. That's the divine feminine. That is the High Priestess. You see how she's like in the realm of what? She's like underwater, but she's not. She's surrounded. There's wow, the fact that this is the bottom of the deck. Hold on. There's a crescent moon, but there's something else here too. She's in flow but solid at the same time. Again, using divination. She's using a pendulum here. Some of the divine feminines in this collective, you could use a pendulum or you could be being asked to use one. I mean, a lot of you do feel like you're in the High Priestess energy. You're highly intuitive at this time, or you have been for a while now. And it's like you're bringing in that success. The fact that it says listens to the whisper of your heart, and then it leads me back to this. I know there is no greater goal than to love. That's why the success is coming in, Divine Feminine, because you're doing it from a place of love. I can't say that enough. And then again, the fact that what I was saying, like this confusion energy, this other person trying to chime in and like deviate from whatever. It's impossible for them to do that when you are in this energy, when you're this highly intuitive being. You have to trust, you know, like you have to trust your intuition no matter what. Again, if you know person A is your person, when person B comes to mind and they're trying to like trickle in or whatever it is, because you're in this energy, you just brush it off. You're like, nope, I know my truth. Boom, get away from that. So that's pretty awesome. All right, I think I am going to do one for the connecting energy. Just, I love this deck so much. Some of you might be very drawn to unicorns as well. Ooh. Talk about confirmation there. Every time my cards do some weird shit. Loud booms, loud noises like that could be a confirmation. Is the one that was at the bottom of the deck that I didn't take. Compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Yeah, you're both being asked to trust. It ties into that as well. This unicorn almost looks like this fairy to me here. You're just hugging yourself. Your heart is huge. It's there, you know, there's just a beautiful energy all around you. You have nothing for love but loved for this world, which is why you're so deserving of this amazing connection energy that's coming into your life as well. There's nothing to worry about here for both of you. And the bottom of the deck, possibility, says rise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. That's for both of you. And I just want to show you the top of the deck. Partnership. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. I think that's what both of you are to each other. A talented support team for one another. Alrighty, I think we're leaving it here. Yeah, this is long enough. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that this brought you some clarity, confirmation. I think you have a beautiful week ahead, okay? And this video will find you when it needs to. It is being recorded on Monday the 23rd. Is it the 23rd today? I don't even know what date it is. But, you know, it doesn't have to be. It is the 23rd. It doesn't have to be for this week. It's going to find you when it needs to. But that is when it's being recorded. So I feel like mentioning that. Even though I'm mentioning it at the end of the video. But whatever. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank your guides for coming through and delivering these beautiful messages for you guys. And I'll see you next Monday.